I'd like to call our Monday, July 7, 2025 Oakwood City Council meeting to order. Would you please rise and join me to the pledge of the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please, Lori?
Mayor Duncan?
Here.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Here.
Mr. Stevens?
Here.
Mrs. Turbin? Here. Mrs. Jackson?
Here.
And do we have a report on our minutes of June 2, 2025 regular session, work session, and executive session, and our June 16, 2025 work session? Councilmember Jackson.
Yes, Mayor Duncan. I've read the meeting minutes of the regular session, work session, and executive session. And upon review, I've found them to be complete and correct. I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, so ordered. The next item on our agenda is status reports, and we have no status reports this evening. So we will move to the visitor section of our meeting, and we do have several visitors. If any of you would like to come and address council on this or any other matter, now would be the time that you would come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. And seeing none, hearing none, we will dispense with the visitor section of our meeting, which then takes us to legislation. And first item on our legislation is a resolution to participate in a natural gas aggregation program. Mrs. Turbin.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Well, this resolution is to approve the plan of operation and governance for the Miami Valley Communications Council Retail Natural Gas Supply Aggregation Program, for the purpose of jointly establishing and implementing the same for the City of Oakwood. This is a resolution to join the Natural Gas Supply Aggregation Program that will be launched later this year by the Miami Valley Communications Council, referred to going forward as MVCC. With the move to deregulate public utilities in the early 2000s, which was intended to promote competition and lower cost, there have been two ways for utility customers to obtain electric or natural gas supply. The default was to pay the standard choice offer rate charged by the utility company that delivers electricity and natural gas in their area. For us, it's AES for electricity and CenterPoint for natural gas. The alternative is to sign up with a third-party supplier, which can be done on an individual basis or via a governmental aggregation program. These programs allow cities to negotiate competitive rates with third-party suppliers who provide electricity or natural gas to retail utility customers. In 2003, Oakwood voters authorized the city to participate in a utility aggregation if a suitable program became available. Currently, Oakwood does not have its own natural gas aggregation program, but is a member of MVCC, which is in the process of developing an aggregation program for natural gas. As an MVCC member, Oakwood is permitted to join this program. The advantage of joining MVCC is that the larger group size, which gives additional bargaining leverage due to economies of scale. MVCC's program is primarily offered on an opt-out basis, which means residents in participating communities are automatically enrolled in the program unless they take affirmative steps to opt out. However, communities may also join on an opt-in basis, meaning that no one is enrolled automatically. They must enroll themselves. Oakwood City Council has discussed this extensively in work sessions and believes that the best approach for our city is to join in an opt-in basis. In this way, individual residents will make their own deliberate choice on whether to opt in to the MVCC program, stay with the standard choice offer, or choose their own third-party supplier. In order to join the MVCC program, state law requires council to hold 2 public hearings and approve the plan of operation and governance for the MVCC natural gas aggregation program. The first public hearing was held earlier this evening at a special council meeting. The second public hearing and vote on the resolution will be held now during our regular session meeting. And so at this time, I turn it back to Mayor Duncan to conduct the second public hearing.
Thank you, Councilmember Turbin. Again, as she stated in her report, we have to hold 2 public hearings before adopting a resolution to join MVCC Natural Gas Aggregation Program. We're holding both tonight, one at a special meeting, which we held at 7 o'clock, and the other at our regular session tonight. Before we begin, I'd like to go over our procedure for the hearing, which will follow our usual format. I will start by asking Phil Dysard to comment briefly on the MVCC aggregation program. He works with Palmer Energy, which is an energy consulting firm that is working with MVCC to establish this program. After that, I will open the public hearing portion of the meeting to take public testimony. We will start with anyone who wishes to speak in support of the aggregation plan, and then we will hear from anyone who wishes to speak against it. When the public testimony has concluded, we will close tonight's public hearing. Council will then deliberate and vote on the resolution. Before opening the public hearing, I would like to ask our law director to swear in those who wish to testify tonight. We have no visitors who wish to testify tonight, but we do want to swear in Mr. Dysard, and I will turn it over to you to swear him in.
Thank you. Mr. Dysard, do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in any testimony before City Council tonight?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. If you would like to, again, state your name and address for the record and tell us a little bit about how the natural gas aggregation program works, and be available to answer any questions that council might have for you. Welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me tonight. As mentioned, my name is Phil Dysard from Palmer Energy, and we're the independent energy consultant for the Miami Valley Communications Council Energy Program. Again, as Mayor Duncan mentioned, just like to go over quickly how the program works, and then kind of open it up for any questions from council, and if anyone from the audience would like to ask as well, more than happy to answer those. So the program basically works the same as the electric aggregation that is already running currently in the city here. So as previously mentioned, you were able to come together as a city, put all the households together to therefore go out for bid and have that purchasing power, and then get the better pricing for folks in the city versus if you went out individually on your own. As mentioned, it's been deregulated since the early 2000s. Many folks have shopped on their own with third-party suppliers. So this is just another tool to allow folks to accrue savings in the city. So what will happen, we're currently in the process of signing the contract. We've already bid out the city and the MVCC communities to suppliers. When we go out, there's usually terms set for 12, 24, 36, or somewhere in those. We're looking at a 20-month recommendation right now, and the price for that would be fixed. So it'd be a fixed per MCF pricing, and that's the unit used for CenterPoint on the generation portion of your bill there. And so, as I mentioned, currently we go out for the bid. Once we have the contract signed, there will be an opt-in period for residents in the city. At this time, folks would reach out to the supplier that has won the bid to join the program. Again, this price would be fixed for the term. And again, right now the recommendation is 20 months, but if it happens to change, if it's 12, 20, whatever it is, it'll be fixed for that amount. In addition, there is no early termination fee, so folks can get out of the program whenever they would like to. Like the electric program, there will be a deadline with the opt-in, so folks will have Usually there's about a month's time where you can sign up, and then there will be a cutoff to be in the program. But after that, again, if you happen to get into the program, you can get out at any time. This is open to folks that are with CenterPoint as their utility. Some folks may not have CenterPoint, maybe just have electric heating. Obviously, the program wouldn't be for those folks. If you happen to be on the PIP program, which is the percentage income payment plan, folks wouldn't be eligible for the program because the assistance that they receive through that PIP program is better than what you would receive with the aggregation. And then also what we'd also recommend is if you have a third-party agreement, you definitely take a look at your terms and conditions for that. There can be early termination fees associated with those agreements. So if you have a contract that is going through the start time of the MVCC program, make sure you take a look. If you have no early termination fees, by all means, you can definitely hop in the program, no problem, but you want to make sure that you're not being charged, whether it be 50, 100, 150, whatever that is. Obviously, the point of the program is to save money for folks. So once that's taken care of, like I said, you have the fixed rate, the benefits of the program, budget stability, the electric versus the natural gas. Electric, we know what the rate is going to be a year out. Natural gas changes monthly with the NYMEX market. And so the savings are a little bit different there, but the nice thing is instead of your price changing monthly, you know what your price is going to be for the entire term. You have your historical data on your bill of what your usage is, so you can put the price versus what your usage is to see kind of what your generation cost will be going forward. So it does good for the budget stability. In addition, it creates a pricing ceiling. If something happened internationally, as we saw a couple years ago with Russia invading Ukraine, we saw quite a spike in gas prices. Having the program in place, we know what that ceiling for the price is going to be, so if it does go above that, folks are staying there. Vice versa, if the market happens to drop out from underneath, again, there's no early termination fee to get out of the program. Folks can leave at any time and be able to capture that. Or if they happen to find a good deal and like to sign up with a different third-party supplier, that's available as well. And finally, the last thing I always mention is the peace of mind provided by the program. Again, you have folks, whether you go to the grocery store or some people are coming door to door knocking, offering these great rates, but the problem is the fine print's not read to you. You don't know, is this an introductory rate? I've signed a 24-month contract, but I only get that great price for 3 months. You're left with 21 months of market price, which is essentially whatever they want to charge you. So with the program, as I mentioned, it's a fixed rate for whatever that term is going to be. There's no introductory price, no funny business there. The pricing is what it is for the term. So you're able to have that, like I said, peace of mind to know this isn't something that's going to change. This is what the price is going to be going forward for the term. So basically a little information on the aggregation, how it works, what the program is. More than happy to take any questions from council or the public on what the natural gas program entails.
Thank you. Does anyone on council have any questions for Mr. Dicer? Okay, we did ask you a few questions in our first public hearing, and so I won't reiterate that except for one. When do you anticipate this program being effective?
Sure. Right now we're looking at starting in October. There could be a month lapse there, maybe starting in November, but we would like to start it this calendar year, get it going before the winter months there. We lock in the savings.
All righty, thank you. I'll now open up the public hearing, but as we found out with our first public hearing, there's no one here that wishes to testify either for or against your meeting. So I will now close the public hearing, and we appreciate you coming to address council and the citizens' needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me again.
You're welcome to stay. This is must-see TV. Okay, all right. Mrs. Turbin, would you like to make a motion?
Well, yes, I would. I move that council adopt this resolution tonight.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any questions or comments for Mrs. Turbin? All right. Then Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. And again, thank you for coming and sharing this information with us. The next item of legislation is Councilmember Stevens has a resolution.
Thank you, Mayor Duncan. A resolution approving the merger plan of the Miami Valley Communications Council. This is a resolution to approve the merger between the Miami Valley Communications Council, MVCC, and the Miami Valley Educational Computer Association, MVECA, otherwise known as MVECA. MVCC was established as a council of governments in 1975. Its primary purpose was to administer the cable television franchises granted by the cities of Centerville, Kettering, Miamisburg, Moraine, Oakwood, and West Carrollton. Over the years, its mission has expanded to include the establishment and operation of several municipal management and advisory groups, including GovTech, the Tactical Crime Suppression Unit, the Municipal Training Academy, and the Alliance of Public Service Officials, as well as operating shared resources such as an intergovernmental fiber optic communications ring and various technological resources for its member and affiliate communities. Despite its expanded scope of operation, MVCC's funding model has remained largely unchanged and consists mainly of cable television franchise fees. However, consumer viewing habits and technologies have changed during the past 10+ years, resulting in an ongoing drop in franchise fees as a source of funding. Nevertheless, MVCC employee expenses and service costs have continued to increase despite significantly downsizing its full-time and part-time staff. Given current trends, it is estimated that by 2028, MVCC will have exhausted its balances under the current funding model. Late last year, MVCC undertook a strategic plan initiative and met with stakeholders to identify goals and priorities for ensuring organizational sustainability. It was determined that MVCC should engage in merger discussions with another local council of governments, MVECA, which offers similar and related services to school districts. After lengthy discussions, MVCC and MVECA have settled on terms for an organizational merger that will align the goals of the two organizations, allow for greater volume and scale on projects and purchases, and create a new organization that can improve affordability, reliability, and security of networks and technology implementation while simultaneously expanding growth potential to education and government organizations seeking enhanced communication capabilities and services. The terms of the merger have been reviewed and approved by the GovTech Committee and MVCC's board and now await approval by member communities. Under the merger plan, MVECA and MVCC will continue to operate in the same capacity and within the same geographic area currently covered by both entities, with the ability to serve all current members and affiliates of both organizations. They will merge into a newly created Council of Governments to be known as the Miami Valley Technology and Communication Group, otherwise known as MVTCG. Council has been briefed on the merger plan and believes it is the best long-term interest of both MVCC and MVCC's member communities. I move that Council adopt this resolution tonight.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or concerns for Councilmember Stevens' resolution?
My concern is the way our law director wrote a couple of those sentences without proper commas where I almost didn't make it.
You're getting winded there, aren't
I was
you?
getting a little winded. Thank you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. But that,
Duly noted.
You spoke for both of us.
thank you.
At least, unlike me, it's less than 20-point pica type. That's the only way I
true.
can
I
read
can,
mine.
yeah, think how long
You still
yours
have
would
good
be.
eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hearing no questions or comments, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. And I believe Mr. Stevens has another resolution.
Deep breath.
Yeah, no, I got this one.
Okay.
I've done this one many times. A resolution to authorize and direct the Director of Finance to certify certain delinquent charges for cutting noxious weeds and nuisance plant material to the county auditor for collection. Each year, the city incurs costs for mowing and clearing overgrown yards and removing nuisance plant material when owners do not take care of their property. The city bills property owners for those costs, and most of them pay. For those who do not pay, this is our annual resolution to certify the cost to the county auditor so they can be added to the tax bill for each property. This certification includes only 5 properties at a total outstanding dollar amount of $1,320.87. I move the council adopt this resolution.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Any questions for Councilmember Stevens? Hearing none, Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. I now have a resolution authorizing an updated agreement with Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management to provide emergency management services for the city of Oakwood in Montgomery County, Ohio. In 2003, Oakwood entered into a multi-jurisdictional agreement that allows the Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management to provide emergency management services to communities throughout the county. These services are a critical part of the city's emergency response planning. The agreement has been updated periodically since its implementation 22 years ago. Montgomery County has proposed an updated and revised agreement and does not substantially change how Oakwood will interact with the Office of Emergency Management. The new agreement should continue to meet the emergency management needs of Oakwood and the region, and the city manager has recommended that council approve it. The resolution I am introducing will authorize the city's continued participation in this multi-jurisdictional agreement. I would move that council adopt this resolution and would ask for a second.
Second.
Thank you. The only comment I would have is the recent events in Texas put the need for having coordinated emergency management response. And if you've been listening to any information, regarding the Montgomery County's what's the name of their group?
District?
The district,
Montgomery
yeah, the county, the river
Conservancy
district. Miami Conservancy District,
Yes.
excuse me. We've had a lot of rainwater events, both in Oakwood and the whole Miami Valley area and the region all the way down to Hamilton. And it's very important that the Conservancy District, continues to get our support and that we work cooperatively with all the other jurisdictions in the Montgomery County. So with that, it's been moved and seconded. I would ask Lori to call the roll.
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. And the final item of legislation we have this evening is a resolution opposing House Bill 335 and urging the Ohio General Assembly to reject legislation that eliminates inside millage and transfers local budgetary authority to the County Budget Commission. This is a resolution to express council's opposition to House Bill 335, which was recently pending before the Ohio General Assembly. It appears that House Bill 335 is no longer viable due to the end of the legislative session, but could be reintroduced next session, and council remains committed to opposing it. The local budgetary commission authority was passed in the budget, but Governor DeWine vetoed that. Some people in the Ohio State House are wanting to override his vetoes on this. Inside millage was not in the budget that was approved, but inside millage collected by Oakwood, and I give my standard stump speech, as you know, only 8 cents of every dollar that you pay in real estate taxes go for city services. 2/3 go to the schools, and the remaining 20+% go to Montgomery County agencies, and I think around 1 to 2% go to Wright Memorial Library. But it's a $1.6 million issue to little tiny Oakwood. You can imagine if they eliminated inside millage across this state, what a disaster it would be. Here we go. House Bill 335 was introduced as a property tax relief measure proposing sweeping changes to the property tax system in Ohio. Among other things, this would include the elimination of unvoted inside millage for counties, municipalities, and school districts beginning in tax year 2025. Inside millage is a long-standing and vital source of revenue that supports the provision of essential local services such as police and fire protection, mandatory contributions to the Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund, infrastructure maintenance, parks and recreation without the need for voter approval. Its elimination would reduce substantially the city's financial resources and require additional voted levies to continue funding at the current levels. In addition, House Bill 335 would undermine local decision-making and fiscal control by granting the County Budget Commission new authority to limit local property tax rates, review and revise municipal budgets, and reduce levies based on their determination of carryover balances, despite these commissions being largely unknown to the public and unelected by the residents they would impact. House Bill 335 would have imposed these changes without providing revenue replacement by the state for municipalities, potentially threatening the delivery of basic public services and shifting the burden to income or sales taxes. The City of Oakwood supports meaningful, collaborative property tax reform, but believes House Bill 335's approach is unbalanced and extremely detrimental to the financial health and self-determination of Ohio's local governments. City Council strenuously opposes this legislation, whether in this or any future legislative session. In addition to the resolution I am introducing, Council has also sent a letter to our state representatives to make our views known. We applaud Governor DeWine's veto of this County Budget Commission's overreach and attack on home rule, local government control, which is obviously, as we've said many times before, the closest form of government to our citizens. So I would move that we adopt this resolution this evening, and I would ask for a second.
Second.
Any other questions for me? Thank you. Lori, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Duncan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Byington?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Turbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson?
Yes.
Thank you. That concludes our legislation this evening. We do have a city manager's report. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few updates this evening. The Safety Department was recently awarded the Ohio Division of EMS Training and Equipment Grant in the amount of $2,500. While the department receives this grant most years, the award amount does vary. This year's funding will primarily support the department's ongoing EMS continuing education program, helping ensure our first responders remain well-trained and up-to-date. Our annual ice cream social is scheduled for Sunday, August 10th from 3:30 to 7 p.m. at Schaefer Park. This is always a great community event with live music, refreshments, and a chance for residents to connect with each other and city staff. Planning is currently underway, and we're looking forward to a fun afternoon. Enrollment is now open for the 2025 Citizens Police Academy, which will run Wednesday evenings, September 3rd through November 5th. The program is free, open to the first 12 applicants, and offers a hands-on look at police and fire operations. This is a great opportunity for residents to learn more about public safety and engage directly with departmental staff. This month, we're celebrating birthdays for 10 city employees. Happy birthday to each of them. We're also recognizing the following milestone service anniversaries. We have PSO Sarah Whitaker is celebrating 14 years with the city, Chief Alan Hill, 18 years, and Officer Ryan Rump, 11 years. Congratulations to all, and thank you for your continued dedication to the city. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions for our city manager? Hearing none, we will go to council comments. Councilmember Jackson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to talk a moment about the new program at the Gardner Pool. This is at the OCC Pool. It's open to all seniors, 60 years and older, for them to come to the pool free between 6 and 8 p.m. And now, doesn't mean you have to swim. The purpose is really a place to connect and just a space for seniors who miss meeting at the soccer fields, the school PTO meetings, the kindergarten socials. This is a chance for seniors to meet again, and especially for new seniors coming into Oakwood. It's just a space to connect and have fun together between 6 and 8. There's no need for membership.
Thank you. Councilmember Turbin.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Well, at our last meeting, I announced the new business initiative, which we are very excited about. And so to continue along with that business theme, I wanted to congratulate Teresa and Greg Hammonds and all the employees at Ashley's Pastry Shop for winning the Better Business Bureau Torch Award 2 years in a row. Now, the Torch Award is based on the number of employees. But then Ashley's went on to win the Golden Torch Award along with Logan Services, and this is meant to be for the best of all the Torch Awards, so that is just awesome. This award recognizes their commitment to excellence, integrity, teamwork, trust, respect, and community involvement. On accepting the award, the Hammonds said the following: "Our employees are the reason that we do what we do. They are the reason that we're able to achieve this success. These awards are a reflection on each and every one of them, as well as a reflection on our customers and the wonderful community that holds us in high standards and expects the best of us." Well, as evident that the Hammonds are truly dedicated to their employees, they closed down the entire shop on the day of the award ceremony so that every employee could go and attend. So congratulations again to Ashley's Pastry Shop, which, by the way, they celebrated their 43rd anniversary last month. So again, congratulations.
Councilmember Stevens.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick comment on the MVCC merger. As our council's MVCC representative, I'm very excited about this merger. I was actually on that MVCC Strategic Planning Committee that was discussed in the resolution, and we had many meetings, a lot of discussions. It was a great opportunity to talk with a lot of other city officials and employees from other cities. But this merger with MVECA is going to be very beneficial to both groups, and I'm very excited about it. MVCC does a great job with a lot of programs. That wasn't even a full list of what MVCC does for our city. And I want to also thank Jay Weiskircher, the Executive Director of the MVCC, for his hard work in pulling this together with MVECA and all their employees. He did a great job, spearheading this, and we're very excited about the merger coming together with MVECA. So,
All right, thank you. Vice Mayor Byington.
Yeah, I've got a couple things. One, I wanted to have a comment on resolution that we made for House Bill 335.
335.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it during council comments, not during, because it's my personal view. I think it's, in this day and age of political fatigue that we have, it's really important that the average citizen pay attention to what your legislators are doing, because I think that they take it for granted sometimes that because of the political fatigue that they can just kind of move things through the House, particularly because they have the supermajority, and kind of just assume that people aren't paying attention. So I think it's really important that you do make the effort to find out what your representatives are doing and make sure that they're acting in your best interest, because I don't believe that that's always the case. I did want to say also a special thank you to the Oakwood Rotary. Hopefully everybody during the 4th of July holiday noticed the flags throughout our community. That's an effort that they've done for the last several years. Once again, in a time when it tends to be us and them, it kind of reminds us all that we are all Americans, and that whatever our differences are, we can put them aside and kind of celebrate the 249th birthday of our country. Wanted to remind folks that the Oakwood Farmers Market is open, has been open on Saturday mornings, so if you get the opportunity, go out there. It's on the east side of Far Hills, behind the business district. Great time, a lot of great vendors, so highly encourage you to go out there and do that. And then the last thing I will say is that we are in the summer months, and I know that there are a lot more kiddos out there on their scooters and on various bikes, e-bikes, whatever they're riding these days. And like just about everybody in our society now, they're very rarely paying attention to what they're doing. They're looking at their phones the majority of time. So make an effort to keep your head up and look out for them, because they're not always looking out for themselves. So that's all I got.
Thank you. I had a couple things to comment on. Our city manager received this happened, all three of these happened last month, received an email from one of our residents, and it says, several of the neighborhood kids set up a lemonade stand on the traffic island at Hathaway and Thruston. Then your lawnmower man arrived, and he was so kind. He explained that he had to cut the grass, and then he helped the kids move the table and the associated items across the street. He quickly finished mowing and then worked to reassemble the lemonade stand. He talked to the youngsters about their efforts to sell their products. He went out of his way to interact with the kids in an almost grandfatherly manner. I went over to see all of them. The man says he is a part-time worker, and I am sorry that I did not get his name. This was a good experience to watch what happened. He deserves praise. And in fact, he does deserve praise, and his name is Stan Grow, and Stan is a part-time leisure services employee. So congratulations to Stan and all of our good staff at the Leisure Service Department. And then secondly, this was actually just in last week's Oakwood Register. After 5 days of rigorous competition, 6 students, including one from Oakwood High School, have earned the title of national finalist in the Lincoln-Douglas debate held in West Des Moines, Iowa. Tristan Williams of Oakwood High School took 3rd place in the national competition. The National Speech and Debate Tournament is the world's largest academic competition. Approximately 7,000 students from 46 states and 12 countries travel to Des Moines to compete. These students represent the top 1% of speech and debate competitors in the National Speech and Debate Association. This is the centennial anniversary of the National Speech and Debate Association. With more than 100,000 student members across the country, the NSDA is the premier platform for speech and debate, preparing generations of young people to engage in the public sphere through academically rigorous speech and debate training, competitions, and education. He is also an Oakwood graduate here in June, and this fall he's going to be attending the University of Alabama. And he also happens to be my next door neighbor. And I remember when he was in 3rd grade sitting in this room explaining to the Harmon 3rd graders what the mayor does, and he raised his hand, he says, "Do you know who I am?" And I go, "Yes, I do. You're my next door neighbor." So congratulations to Tristan, and hopefully Alabama won't be playing Ohio State anytime soon. All right. But then on a more serious note, I want to congratulate our Oakwood detective, Casey Ballinger. We have one detective on the Oakwood Public Safety Force, for her incredible work and representing our department, that she is nationally known as being part of the Montgomery County Human Trafficking Task Force. In June, she was directly involved in the arrest of a person who was involved in the genocide in Rwanda, fled Rwanda to Malawi, lied on his application to become a green card holder in the United States, and she was following up on this case that was 17 years in the making with Homeland Security investigations, and this person was involved in mass killings of the Hutus and the Hutus and the Tutsis back in the 93, 94. She worked with the HSI in Cincinnati and the Oakwood Public Safety Division, executed a federal search and arrest warrant at his residence in Kettering, Ohio. So it was hard to believe that we have people involved in a genocide in Rwanda found their way by lying to the State Department and filing false documents to get a green card, and he was actually in the process of trying to apply to become a citizen of the United States. We appreciate everything that she has done to keep the bad people out of our country. So congratulations, Casey, and keep up the good work. That concludes our meeting for July 7, and our next regular session is going to be on Monday, August 4, 2025, and we are adjourned.